Can you imagine a huge, invisible hand holding you like this, moving you from one spot to another without any resistance? I have been drowning in my life a couple times. Once when I was a little boy and I was swimming in a lake, and the other time when I was adult and was swimming in a river with my friend. I remember both these moments very vividly, because there was a really short of time when everything just became very peaceful, and I started to make my peace with the fact that this might be the end of the day. But it wasn't until the arm reached into the lake and plucked me out of it, or until the river decided that it doesn't like me after all and spit me out. But to feel the power of the water for me didn't happen until I came to Australia when I was swimming in the ocean. It's the weight, the mass of the water that can do anything with you. You become just like a weightless toy in the hands of the water mass. That's where I actually started to be a little bit more respectful of the water and the ocean. But that's what you say to all the tourists here, isn't it? Just swim between the flags, mate. And when you get caught in a rip, don't panic. Don't try to swim against it. Just try to swim with it and go to the side, and you'll be fine. But I can imagine that being caught in a rip could be a really shocking experience for the first time. And the power of the water was breathtaking. I think everyone who has been caught in a rip will know what I'm talking about. I've been caught in a rip once, but this time I wasn't drowning. My wife Lisa took me to Lubo beach in Caloundra, and perhaps you know there's this little stream, a rip that runs along the beach. It's almost like a river, and you can slide into it and let yourself go and let the rip take you for a ride. It is powerful, it goes really fast, but it doesn't really feel unsafe. You can still maneuver and get yourself back on the shore whenever you think it's time to do it. The analogy hands us the hand here. Being a Toastmaster, just as many other areas of our life, can be compared to being a swimmer in the ocean. You can also choose to stay in the shallow water with your feet comfortably and safely touching the sand. Or you can choose to go and swim into the open. There are other swimmers around you. Some of them are enjoying themselves and body surfing the waves. Some of them are just kicking around them and trying to keep their heads afloat. But in Toastmasters, unlike in real life, there's always someone who can reach out and give you a hand and maybe push or pull you a little, just to show you that you too can go and swim in the deep water and you will not drown. When I joined Toastmasters some 2 years ago, I too was standing in a knee-deep water and was a bit reluctant to go any further. The memory is a little bit fuzzy, just like the dark room that we used to have our meetings in. And it wasn't until a year of being in Toastmasters that I actually found the courage and decided to go for a swim. I started to do speeches more regularly, and I also became the Vice President of Education of our club. By doing this, the ocean opened up so huge in front of you. Thanks to my executive role, I was lucky enough to be able to attend the conferences and to experience the life outside the club, the Toastmasters organization outside the club. And this was actually like me coming out of my dark age. everything just became much clearer and I got the bigger picture. So, funnily enough, at the time when we were changing our venue from the dark room into this bright venue here, I was also opening my eyes, and the conferences that I came to allowed me to meet Toastmasters from other clubs and to see the great impact that Toastmasters International and the organization has on people. But it also allowed me to meet the world champion public speaking, Mark Hunter, and the international president of Toastmasters, Gary Schmidt. Now these two guys made it furthest that you can in Toastmasters this year. Mark becoming the world champion and Gary Schmidt being the international president. They both did it in two different ways that we have in Toastmasters, the speaking part and also in the leadership part. And you can imagine how inspired or how inspiring it was for me just being able to talk to them, have a chat, and just realize that we're just normal people, just like you and me. And they also have been in the shallow water sometime in the beginning, but then they decided to let go and go for a ride in the stream. The difference that it was there is their dedication and the commitment that they decided to put into their objective. You too can become a world champion in public speaking. You can become the international president of Toastmasters. I'm not saying that you have to or that you will, but the option is there and you can. If you put your mind into it, set that goal for you and you allow yourself to commit to that objective. This time of year, we are going to think of our next year's plans and our objective for the following Toastmasters year. You are the only and the best person that can make this decision. You are the only one who can determine how committed and how dedicated you are going to be in investing into your growth. The good thing is that the helping hand is there, and all you need to do is ask for it. You're not alone. It is almost a cliche saying it, but it is true. You can get only as much benefit out of Toastmasters, as much effort you put into it. It's a simple equation. But also, have in mind that the skills that we are learning here are not for Toastmasters itself, they are for the real life. And even Gary or Mark Hunter, even their success would be probably worthless if they wouldn't apply the skills that they learn and they gain into the real life, which they are doing. But I would like to extend my challenge here, not only for you as a speaker, but also as a leader. So, what is your plan for next year? Are you going to finish the manual you are working on right now? Trust me, it feels really good. Are you going to let go and swim into the deeper ocean, maybe in an executive role? I'm inviting you for a ride in a rig. And I'm inviting you to take part in the leadership role of our club, and also to take part in helping to organize the Area 22 conference that our club is going to do this year. You will have an experience of meeting other Toastmasters, getting the bigger picture, and I can guarantee you, you will be inspired. That's my experience, and I think you will find that too. So are you ready to take a ride in a rig? Are you ready to let go of the shore, to leave the shallow waters? There's one thing I can promise you, you will not drown, unlike in the real world. Now I made this speech all this way, talking about ocean and water, without mentioning Jessica Watson. So here it is. let this coming year be your year on the ocean, and I hope you will catch the best trips and perhaps even sail around the world. Madam Chairman.